Hello guys, welcome to my channel. It is I, Mackenzie from Maximize. Today I have quite the treat. It's a plant that not a lot of people have, so this is definitely a niche crowd. It is a carnivorous plant, yes. So it's not the easiest plant to find in stores. I believe like the pitcher plant I have seen at Home Depot sometimes, like, you know, the ones with the hanging scoopy, whatever. I'm not gonna, that was a weird description. But I have seen them sometimes, and Venus flytraps I have seen, and they all have very similar care. So this does apply to Venus flytraps as well for the most part, I believe. Yeah, it does. But the plant I have, I ordered from online, and I've had it for a very long time now. And it's proven to be a much easier plant than I was expecting, because I remember like when I was a kid, I got a Venus flytrap, and that was before I was obsessed with plants, so I didn't really know what I was doing at all. And I was a child, so give me a break. But it died, you know, real quick. I remember I like had so much fun feeding it flies and stuff. Or I think I gave it hamburger meat, which you're not supposed to do. I gave it like raw hamburger meat. And I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever. I was like, oh my god, this is like so sick. You really shouldn't do that. I know that's like a thing that you read online that you can do if you don't have like flies and spiders and stuff like that. It's really unnecessary for the most part. So anyway, I'm gonna go over the tips for this guy. It is the pitcher plant. I'm gonna take it out real quick so you can see. There it is. So first things first about this guy, it is a bog plant, which to people in California don't really know what a bog is. I had to Google that. It's like a swamp, essentially. Just a very waterlogged area. That's the official definition, absolutely. So basically this plant survives in water, and it helps catch all those flies and everything that's always around like swampy areas. That's where they thrive. They thrive in high humidity, intense heat, intense sun, and a lot of water. It has to be in water all the time. And I can't emphasize this enough. I can't stress this enough. It has to be distilled water. Must be distilled water. Or if you have like a place where you can catch rainwater, that is also fantastic and probably even better. But it cannot have tap water, not even water that you let sit out for 24 hours. No. You have to get distilled water. Period. Point blank. So if you're gonna get this plant, you must get distilled water, or put a pot out if it's raining. It only rains here where I live like once a year. So I don't really have an opportunity to catch a lot of rainwater. So just go get distilled water at your local, you know, grocery store. So basically, when I was having like a fruit fly outbreak in my house last year, this guy, I saw so many fruit flies inside its little pitchers. It really took like almost within a few days, all the fruit flies were gone. And I would see them deep in there. I still see one in there being digested, actually. It's just so efficient. It's so good at catching its own food. Even like the little flies that you don't even notice, like it'll get them. So I never feed it bugs by hand or anything like that. I never give it hamburger meat, obviously, just don't do that. But I've read online extensively that it can survive without bugs too. It can survive just on sunlight alone. Obviously, it's not ideal. But if you can put them outside, they will easily catch all their food by themselves. You really don't have to supplement them with anything. So I have it in this little pot with obviously no drainage hole or anything. And I have the distilled water up to here. So it's coming up to about here on its little pot. And you want to keep it in water at all times. And you can let it kind of dry a little bit, but you really want to stay on top of putting more distilled water in here up to about halfway on the planter, because it just needs that constant moisture. You need to replicate that bog environment that it's evolved to survive in. And this plant can handle full sun. The reason that this plant has crispy edges though is because I think I jumped the gun and I put it directly in my south-facing window last summer when it was like pretty intense, and I feel like I didn't ease it into that light because I think it was more used to dimmer light. So it kind of crisped up the edges a little bit, but luckily it's popping out a new stem right here that'll grow big and strong. So I'm hoping that it'll grow in, but this plant can handle full sun. Just ease it into it, of course. And it can handle temperatures up to like 90 degrees, like real hot, because it's used to that southern bog, swampy, humid, hot environment. That's what it's made for. So it really can handle pretty much anything. But it can also handle a light freeze. Obviously not for too long, but it can handle a little bit. And they're just like pretty bulletproof. I was like reading about them. I'm like thinking they're pretty tough plants. So I think in the summer, I'm gonna have days where I leave it outside so maybe it can catch its own bugs and stuff. But essentially, these little pitchers, they have like tiny little hairs on them that kind of, there's like a liquid in the bottom that kind of seduces the bug. And once the bug sets foot in one of those pitchers, the hairs are pointing down and it kind of like entraps the bug. It's kind of hard to imagine because you're like, well, just like hop over the hair or whatever. But the little bugs, they struggle, they get stuck to it once they're walking on it because the hair has like a sticky little membrane on it. And the bugs are just trapped, which sucks. It's a horrible death, honestly. Like it's kind of a monster. But it's the circle of life, guys. It's the circle of life. Honestly, I keep it in my kitchen because that's where the flies usually are. I don't have like a problem. Like there are no flies in my house now, and I don't know if it's because of this plant. But if you keep it in direct sun, the leaf tips will get really red, and it looks really amazing. It looks like a little flower. So just keep that in mind. If you ease it into brighter and brighter light, it'll get redder and redder rather than all green. Anyway, guys, that's about it. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys can try out a carnivorous plant. They're really cool, very unique, and just kind of a fun little experiment to try out. I've had this guy for so long now that it's just a part of my collection, and I haven't killed it. So I think these care tips are very solid because it's obviously proven to work. So thank you again to all my new subscribers. I really am honored and blessed. So please like and subscribe if you haven't, and let me know what you guys want to see, what kind of plants and whatnot, and I'd be happy to make a video about it. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!